Kindergartners make mistakes all the time, and they're not like,
You wouldn't be like running around randomly.
I feel like we could definitely make that happen.
I think you've done a great job of that.
Okay.
Shampoo.
I won this time, but I'll ask you the first question.
Okay.
Okay. If you were a number or a mathematical symbol, what would you be and why?
I think I would be the choose symbol. So that's a part of combinatorics. It has a lot of uses in that section of math and a lot of real life applications. It kind of like appears everywhere and like tries to like help. So yeah, I think I'd be the choose symbol.
Excellent. Great. Thank you.
Okay. What's one of your life mottos?
So I think my life motto that I'm working on right now is go out and have fun. Don't worry about making mistakes. So maybe be a kindergartner, right? Kindergartners make mistakes all the time, and they're not like, I made a mistake. They're like, whatever. And so I need to remind myself that it's okay to make mistakes. So I'm trying to just go out there and learn new things and not worry about how it goes. Okay. My next question for you is, how do you and your classmates support each other at Nueva?
Before asking the teachers for help, if you have something, ask your classmates for help, because a lot of times they'll have figured it out. And we also do a lot of group projects at school, so I think working with your classmates when you're trying to solve problems.
Yeah, I think this is a hallmark of Nueva kids. I did a panel a couple weeks ago with upper school kids, and they were talking about that too. Just like, yeah, they love their classes and they engage in all their classes, but then they go out in the hallway and they have these like further conversations about the topics or about what they're doing outside of school, and how special that is to have that kind of connection with each other.
Okay, so I know you've been at Nueva for a while now. You've been a writing teacher, and now you're the head of the middle school. So what's you feel like a difference that you've made at Nueva?
One thing I've done is to try to create systems that have answers for people like, oh, if you want to change your elective, there's a sheet to do that. I want to make the processes of how the school runs more transparent, so it feels like it's equitable for all students, and that we're part of a community, and that we're doing things together, and that the systems that we have here support that sense of community.
I think you've done a great job of that, especially recently. That's come up, and I've seen that, and it's been very helpful for me and a couple of friends, I think.
Great, thank you. Okay, my next question for you is, if you could invent a new tradition or event for the Nueva community, what would it be?
I think I would invent some sort of sports fest, or like kind of like a PE elective, but you have like ping pong, basketball, soccer, volleyball or something, and you could like choose where you want to go, and then you could like hang out with friends, play sports with them.
I feel like we could definitely make that happen. Like that sounds like a Mav dive waiting to happen, and then like expand it out into a half a day. Because of course at the end of the school year we have our non-field field day. We can't use the field, but maybe there we could have different sports and some different contests.
It would be pretty similar to that.
Yeah. Okay, let's make that happen.
How would you describe me as a student?
You're really determined. You are a great self-advocate, pretty analytical and thoughtful and methodical about how you approach things. But I think what stands out most for me is that you're really joyful as a student. Like, you're not like, oh, I have to drag myself through these classes. You're like, no, I'm really interested in this thing. I'm looking for connections. I enjoy the challenge. I mean, I hear that about you in math, right? That's sort of a real deep interest of yours. But it's a joyfulness, like, oh, this is an interesting connection between these things. So I think you think really deeply about things too.
Yeah, thank you.
If you had to pick me for a sports team, what sport would you choose me to play, and what position would you place me in, and why?
This is a tough one. There are a lot of rules I think you could play. I think probably a striker, I think, on a football soccer team, because you always kind of like know what to do, and you always like want to like be there, and you're like very active, and you wouldn't kind of just be like running around randomly, and you'd be like pretty organized, like just trying to get the ball, trying to go score.
That was very cool. I played soccer for my whole life, and I wasn't a striker, but I was a midfielder.
Okay.
But I did like to score goals, and I could kick with both feet. So I like the idea of being really deliberate. That was part of my game for sure. Thank you.
So how have I grown since you first met me?
you have become more confident as a person, and I think willing to explore things in greater depth. Like, I see a lot more independence in you. So I have seen growth in the way that you are thinking about who you are as an individual, what you want, what your needs are. And that's impressive because you're just going into 7th grade now. So I think about how much growth you're going to make in the middle school and then going to high school. Like, by the time you get to college, you're going to be like an expert at self-advocacy and being independent.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been really fun to have you ask me questions and to learn more about you for today.
Yeah, thank you. There are a lot of things that I learned that I didn't know about you.
And sign up for a tutorial because we'll figure out how to do the capture the flag sports event or something like that.